Okay people, welcome back to today's video. So today we're going to be doing 3 main things for this video. I picked up an open diff and we're going to get this diff welded. We're going to run some brake line for the S13 and I got to fix that transmission. This is not the same as this. So I got a new, I don't even remember what it's called, but that needs to be installed to get this transmission onto the engine. And if I do have time, oh, look who came. If I do have time, I'm gonna go ahead and put the transmission to the engine, link them together. Hopefully there's room because we're limited on space right now. So let's get started. So this right here, you wanna learn too? All right, so what's that? No, it's not just limited. Come on now. Come on now. Ow, come on. My 240 came with the limited slip differential. Hey, stop it.
Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
So I picked up an open diff. Focus. And you can see it's an open diff because when I turn one way, that turns the other way. So they'll be able to weld everything up in here. I'm gonna get this dropped off today, but before I drop it off, I gotta clean it out. I'm just gonna use it to spray in here and get all that oil and grease off just so it's a clean surface for him to weld on. Just got the differential welded, and I'll show you basically what they did. How before when I turned this one way, that turned the other way, it's still kind of hot. So if you turn it, they all turn. See how they all turn together now? See how both sides are turning? So the wheels will stay locked. You can see that's those spotty gears. You just hit each corner of it. All it needs now is to clean it out with some carb cleaner. Run some fluid through it just to make sure it's clean. Hit it with the gasket. That's the part number for Velcro. And that's all good. Alright, so next up. So I'm basically gonna do a time lapse of this because this is what has to get changed and this is pretty much have to take everything out just to install that new piece. But I'm gonna do a time lapse for it just to save you some time because I gotta get this brake line in, or made. I gotta get the brake line made. Enjoy this time lapse. Instead of doing the time lapse, I might as well just show you what I'm doing. This is the old one that popped out. As you can see, this is I guess it broke off from the guy I bought it from. But there's a seal back here. On the new one, that doesn't have a seal. So what we're gonna do is I bought 2 seals. One is for the back and one is for the front. So we're gonna get this one, and it's gonna go like that. I'm just gonna press it in there. Simple as that. I'm just gonna go ahead and put oil all around that. Alright, I'm just gonna get some oil. You don't even really need to do this part. But on the spring itself, there's a spring in here. I just like to put oil on the spring just cause. That's just me. Oh, hold on. A gasket. You need a gasket. Start throwing that in by hand. There we go. Needs to go on there. There you go. If you compare this to the last video, it did not move like that. Check. Front end of the transmission is good. Now on the back end, there's a seal, one more seal. That's it right there. So I have a seal puller. What I'm gonna do is try to finesse it. It's hard to do with one hand, but I'm gonna do it off camera, get it out, and replace it with the new seal. Alright, so I've been fighting with this seal for a while now. And what I didn't know, because I would use a seal puller, but it wasn't getting enough leverage, then this popped out. So I guess this comes out. I didn't know it was supposed to come out, but it got damaged, as you see. It's not perfectly round anymore. But I put it around the drive shaft and started spinning around. It doesn't look like the clearance should matter. I'll try to bend it back either way, but when I got that out, I used the seal puller again, and boom, it came out like nothing. So that's the old one. Here's a new one. So same thing. Honestly, I'm just gonna just go with oil again. And if you guys didn't know, in the old one, on this side, there's a spring that goes in there. So the side with the spring goes inside. Just if you guys are wondering, but I'm gonna go clean this up and put this new seal in. I got a 30 mil, and I just used the rubber hammer and hit that in. So now it's perfect. With ABS, this is what I used to have. There's only 2 of them coming out. Goes to the module and then goes to all the calipers. But now I don't have ABS anymore. So instead of using 2 like this one, 2, I'm using 3. I'm just gonna follow this diagram, bend the line to get it to fit. I'll post this on the screen. You can take a screenshot of it. Basically, we're just gonna bend this. However, try to tuck it in under. I'm gonna try to get the lines tucked under here, so you really don't notice it. And as for the fittings, M10 1.0 is not focusing, but I don't care. So we'll start off by getting this plug, this 3rd port, out of there. So the first one goes to the back. So I guess that's what I'll be doing first. This one, the first one, goes over there. You can see where I cut the old one out. So what I'm gonna do is get a piece of string or some rope and just use that to mock it up and measure it. And then I'll measure the length of the rope, cut the pipe, and then bend it. So this you could bend by hand, this type of line, and it doesn't rust like the steel. So let's get started. Very convenient. Very convenient. Oh. So basically you can't see me with that light, but to cut this line, you're gonna have to get this right here. This is a tube cutter, so there's a, see that right there? I'll circle it. There's a blade, and then you just start spinning it around, tighten, spin it around, tighten. I'll show you guys how it works. Oh, sorry. So now I'm just gonna loosen it up, put it, there's a groove in here. Gonna put it against that groove. Tighten it down. And start spinning, spinning, spinning. We'll feel it. There we go. I got one side threaded in by hand. This side's already flared. Good to go. So now this side, which is just that, it's gonna go ahead and bend it however I like to get it to that point. So I'm gonna mark it, cut it.
Bruh. You stupid.
I'm getting the second line made for the driver's side. And one thing I did find useful was this is bendable by hand. For only $15 you could pick up a tool. $10 or $15. And it just helps me get that perfect bend. Even though it's bendable by hand, it's still good to have this around. I had to redo this like 3 times. Had to redo this brake line 3 different times because I had it coming out of here and going into the brake hose, but I forgot there was a hole here, so I redid it again. But yeah, tighten it up. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other side of the car. Firing. It's like 1 o'clock right now. And then hopefully the next clip, I'll be done with the second brake line. Okay. Back up there. All right, so now got this on. Didn't tighten it too much because this is, pretty sure this one's aluminum. Put him on here. Get a clip. And then you're gonna, then once you're done that, you're gonna go ahead and attach that piece, which you just saw me do. The manual bolts all come in different sizes, so if you look in the manual, there's different sizes. You match them up with the numbers, and it just basically tells you where to go, and the torque sequences. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.